Please state your name for the record. Chris Smith. What is your current residence? Jackson Heights, New York. Good morning, Mr. Smith. Good morning. Are you on any medication? No, sir, I am not. Defendant's counsel. Objection, Your Honor. I think that is totally improper and irrelevant. The court. Objection sustained. I ask that any responses that you make be verbal and not head nods. All right. What did you do today to get ready for this deposition? What did I do? Yes, what did you do in preparation, if anything? Actually, I went over several exhibits. Did you speak with anyone? Well, actually, I spoke briefly with Craig Kahn. Where is he right now? His address is unknown to me. How did you contact him, though? In preparation for the discovery stage, I managed to track him down. In other words, he came over to my house and we spoke. How do you know Mr. Kahn? How do I know him? Yes, Craig and I were incarcerated together. Defendant's counsel. Objection, Your Honor, and move to strike. The court. Objection overruled. I will allow it. How would you describe your relationship? I wouldn't say we were friends. I would say we were in the same unit together in Franklin Correctional Facility. How long were you housed together? I can't recall how long. How long do you recall that the two of you spent together in that housing unit? The only thing I can say with absolute certainty is that I was there for about 4 months. Were you housed with him prior to that date in a different facility? No. Had you known him prior to meeting him at Fishkill? No. Did you have any contacts with him besides the meeting you are describing after you left Fishkill? Defendant's counsel. Objection as irrelevant. The court. Objection overruled. I will allow it. After he left Fishkill, I saw him for about 2 seconds, about some 8 months later. Where did you meet him? In my apartment. You said you met him at your apartment, is that correct? We had a meeting. At your apartment, is that correct? Yes. So he is no longer incarcerated at this time, is that correct? Defendant's counsel. Objection. The court. Objection sustained. It is obvious. What did you not do with Mr. Kahn? Basically, I asked him what were the circumstances, if any, with Ronald Astor when he was incarcerated and if there were any transactions. He turned over certain documents to me. So those documents you received from Mr. Kahn at your meeting at your apartment, they were turned over to you by him. Is that a fact? Yes. Did you speak to anyone else before this deposition to the best of your ability? I have never spoken to anyone else. You said you reviewed documents. Did you review any documents that had been pursuant to discovery at this point? I don't understand that question. Defendant's counsel. I don't either. The court. Proceed. You said you reviewed some documents, is that correct? Yes, documents that I reviewed, I turned over to the Office of the Attorney General. I am going to go into some background. What is your full name, including any nicknames or aliases that you have used in the past? My first name is not spelled correctly to begin with, and there is no aliases. What is your date of birth? January 31st, 1977. What is your educational background, or what was your highest grade level that you completed? Can you tell us that? The highest grade level was 11th grade, as I recall. Where did you go to high school? I went to different high schools before I went to Hillcrest High School. After 10th grade, what happened? I dropped out. Did you ever go to any kind of trade schools? As far as actual trade school, I am attending trade school now, which is for sheet metal. Defendant's counsel. Your Honor, I think we have had enough of his educational background. The court. No, I will permit counsel to explore it further. Did you have any further educational background? On my own doing, for instance, I began to study law in the year 2000. I took a 2-week legal research program. Where did you take that? When I was incarcerated at the detention center, they had the course available there. When you say you studied, is that a law class, or did you do that on your own, or what? Since I took the 2-week legal research program in 2000, that has been exclusively my own. Defendant's counsel. Your Honor, I object to this line of questioning. The court. Objection overruled. Did you take any other educational classes while you were incarcerated? Yes, sir. There was a few while I was at Mid-State. Did you get your GED while you were incarcerated by any chance? Yes, sir, I did. What facility was that at, if you can recall? That was at Nassau Center. Have you ever been married or divorced? No, sir. Do you have any children? No, sir. Have you brought any lawsuits besides this action? You mean in my lifetime? Yes. Yes, sir. Can you describe those lawsuits briefly? Defendant's counsel, objection, Your Honor, completely and wholly irrelevant to this lawsuit. The court, objection sustained unless you can show me the relevancy, counsel, through further questioning, and then I will reconsider my ruling. Plaintiff's counsel, Your Honor, can I go into it subject to connection? The court, no, not with the jury here. Did you ever bring an Article 78 proceeding? Yes, I did. Why was that? Defendant's counsel, objection, Your Honor. The court overruled. I had been disciplined in prison and I wanted to appeal. What are the specifics in an Article 78 proceeding? I can't state that right off.